dulot na makapagsali sa pakikilignan, ang mga nabibilang sa mga hanay ng mga alihingan.
Ilupin na kapalang na kabilang tayo sa maharlika o sa mga timaw, hindi tayo nagdurusan ng ganito.
Wala tayong magagawa, Diwali. Ngunit sa ating paniniwala, hindi tayo pababayaan.
Mahal tayo humingi ng tulong kay Hiraya. Siya ay may busilak ng puso sa mga katulad natin.
Hindi maaaring balinin ng utos ng dato, anak. Kahit
Ano?
sino sila? Bakit kakaiba ang kanilang wangis? Saan sila nagmula?
Kailangan mapailam ito sa dato. May mahalaga akong balita pero wag mo muna itong ipagsabi sa iba. Nyagang paparating. Ano?
Mahal ng prinsesa Hiraya, hinahanap ko ng iyong ama.
Ano ang pagpupulungan? Kakatapos lang ng pagpapatupad sa naging alyansa sa kabilang barangay. Batid ko ay wala na tayong dagling ikababahala.
Mas mabuti siguro kung sumama ka sa amin at ikaw mismo humusga, prinsesa.
Bhavanam kevalam, bhavanam kevalam, bhavanam kevalam, bhavanam kevalam.
Dato, kailangan natin maganda. May kapagsabi sa akin yung parating na mga banyaga. Mga banyaga? Walang kahit sino man magtatangkang lumusob sa atin.
Mapuputi-put sila at nagasalita ng ibang lingwahe. Malamang sila rin ang pumaslang at sumakop sa kabila nating barangay.
Kung na ay hindi na tayo ligtas. Oo nga.
Kung ganon, lipunin ang mga kawal. Tayo'y makikidigma sa mga banyagang paparito.
Pasusunod!
Bhavanam kevalam, bhavanam kevalam, bhavanam kevalam, bhavanam kevalam.
Ama, huwag mo sanang mamasamain ang aking suhestyon. Ngunit sa tingin ko ay dapat nating iwasan ang pakikidigmaan sa mga dayuhang nakadamit ng bakal. Nakita ko na ito sa aking pangitain. Wala itong magandang maidudulot kundi ang pagdanak ng dugot pagkaubos ng ating lahi.
Narinig mo ba ang iyong sarili, Hiraya? Kahiyan at kalapastanganan ang nais mong ihatid sa ating lahi. Hindi tayo yuyukod sa mga banyagang nais tayong sakupin sa ating lupain.
Ngunit ama,
May dugo mo mang dumanak o wala.
o aking ginagalang na inang, nagmamakaawa ako. Kailangan nating pigilan ang napipintong digmaan.
Hiraya, anak, kung magagawa sa mga bagay na iyan bukod sa pagsuporta at pagsunod sa mga utos ng datu.
Ngunit makikinig siya kung ito ay nanggagaling sa iyo.
Akda ito ng kalikasan, at ang kalikasan ay ang may sukdulang kapangyarihan sa direksyon ng ating mga buhay, Hiraya. At ang tanging magagawa natin ay maging saksi. Ito ay, kung hindi makikinig sa iyo ang iyong ama, makikinig sa iyo ang ating mga anito. Gamitin mo ang iyong dunong, Hiraya, at mag-ingat ka. Maraming salamat, ina. Aasahan ko iyan, aking anak, at tumayo ka.
Bhavanam kevalam, bhavanam
Mga kawal, sa ngalan ng ating lahi, lulusob tayo at lalaban at ubusin natin ang mga banyaga.
Babanam kewalam, babanam kewalam, babanam.
Viva España! Viva! Pigudyan! Suga! Mga kawal! Tingnan nyo ang kanyang kasuotan. Ibang siya ang kanilang pinuno.
Anong ginawa nila sa'yo?
Pagmasdan ang isang babaeng mapangahas.
Sinasabi ang babae. Sinusumpay na tayo. Alam nyo naman ang mga katutuboy malakas ang kapit sa demonyo. Mamatay ka ng demonyo, makukulam ka. Masdan nyo ang isang babaeng mapangahas.
Kay dali na mapabagsakin ng mga demonyong naniniraan sa folk na ito.
Amigo! Amigo! Amigo!
Amigo.
Amigo! Magsiupo kayo. Uupo kayo. Ikinagagalak kayong makitang muli, mga senyor. Ngunit ang laman ng aking isipin ay ang estado ng inyong agrikultura. May problema sa mga magsasaka, tama?
Ang mga Indio, nagrereklamo na naman muli sa kanilang buwis, alkalde. Ngunit sa pagkakataong ito, umayaw na sila sa pagtatrabaho sa ating mga lupain.
Iniwan na ng mga Indio ang kanilang trabaho sa lupain.
Siyang tama, alkalde. Hindi ko ito papalampasin.
Dapat lamang silang ipagarote kung susunod sila sa mga yapak ng subversibong pari.
Ayan ang gusto ko sa iyo, amigo. Ngunit di na tayo makinabang sa suggestion mo, amigo. Kulang na tayo ng tauhan. Saan pa tayo likom ng buwis?
Kung ipagpapatuloy natin ang pagsasawalang bahala sa pag-aalsa na ito, amigo, sa tingin mo'y may gusto pang sumunod sa atin?
Huwag niyo namang kawawain ang ating iyo.
Sa kalagayang ito, mas matimbang ang pagpapanatili sa ating otoridad. Masyado nang nagiging komportable ang mga Indio sa pagiging suwaid.
At ang sagot dyan, itaas nyo ang buwis para may masmasan sila sa kanilang kalapastanganan.
Iyon totoo lamang sa mas madugong pag-alsa. Kung maaari, ginagalang na alkalde.
At ang pagpapatahimik sa pag-aalsa ay kabilang sa iyong tungkulin, tingente di polisiya. O nais mong magbigay ng mas matibay na solusyon?
Babaan muna natin ng 5% ang buwis sa palay upang magbalik loob sila sa atin pagkatapos. Unti-unti itong itaas hanggang
Kahibangan, gusto mo bang tayo ang yumukod sa kalapastanganan ng mga Indio? Teniente Ortega?
hindi ganun ang aking ibig sabihin.
Magsitigil kayo! Hindi ko nais makita ang ganitong pagtatanghal galing sa aking mga opisyalis. Hindi na natin papatagalin ang usapang ito. Tataasan ang buwis ng palay bukas ng 10%. At kung may marinig pa ako paukol sa anumang pag-aalsa, siguraduhin niyong sila'y mauna sa garote.
Susunod, Alcalde.
Teniente Ortega,
Ano po yun?
alisin mo ang pagkagiliw mo sa mga Indio. Batid ko na ito ang dahilan ng pagkapaslang ng iyong ama. Hindi ko na nanaisin pa na mawala ng isa pang peninsulares sa aking termino.
Masusunod, Alcalde.
Umayo ka.
Talasan niyo ang inyong mga mata at utak. Hindi tayo maaaring mabigo sa ating mga plano.
Mang Ernesto, kailangan na nating lumisan bago nila tayo. Mamamatay lang tayo sa wala.
Ganid siya sa yaman isagani. Ang palay na ating pinaghihirapang itanim ay napupunta lamang sa mataas na singil ng tributo. Hayaan natin siya't pagbasdan mo kung ano ang mga parusang ipapataw niya.
Huwag tayong matakot. Mamatay man o hindi. Ang tagumpay natin ang magsisilbing babala sa mga Kastila.
May mga pamilya tayong uuwian. Ano na lang ang sasabihin ng mga asawa at anak nyo?
Tumahimik kay Sagani. Kung ayaw mo sumama sa ating plano, umuwi ka na sa iyong kapatid. Ngunit buo na ang loob namin sumalakay sa mga hayop na Kastilang binababoy ang ating lupain. Sa tingin mo, may pag-asa pa kayang maging mabuti ang lahat dahil sa kabutihan loob ng mga Kastila? Wala silang pakialam sa anong mangyari sa Pilipinas, basta't para sa kapakanan ng Espanya.
Has the ambassador arrived?
No po, ma'am, but he's on his way.
Tell him to meet me in the drawing room.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Senate President, so these folks were wondering, why did you reject the passage of the hair was cutting act if the Senate really voted for Philippine independence?
Even with a 10 years transition, the US will serve the military bases along with the tariff and quota. That does not truly grant the Philippine independence.
What's your take on the Ozroc's mission, the campaign for Philippine independence led by former Senate President Osmeña and House Speaker Rojas?
They did what they can and secured the tangible prospect of our country. It's only a matter of time when we secure another more favorable legislation for our independence.
What do you suggest we do to achieve that?
Embark on another independence campaign in the US.
Mr. Senate President, what would you like to say to those of us hoping for our country's absolute freedom?
The Philippines of tomorrow will be a country of plenty of freedom and happiness. A Philippines with her head raised in the midst of West Pacific, mistress of her own destiny, holding in her hand the torch of freedom and the freedom of democracy. A republic of virtuous and righteous men, all women, all working together for a better world than we have in the present. Look forward to it.
Ambassador Clark, how long it has been?
You again, Madam Josie. How's business?
Business is booming. Speaking of, Sonia, kindly get our ambassador his gift.
po, ma'am.
How lovely, madam. But you don't have to, really.
No, I insist. I've been meaning to give it to your wife since your last visit. Send Amanda my regards.
Will do. I'm curious about the way things have been going around here. You seem more restless than ever. It's good to sit down every once in a while.
Same old, same old. Business, travels, books. So much to do. So little done.
Indeed, indeed. What else could anyone want?
I'd say the popular answer to that would be Philippine independence on the tabloids. Everywhere, really.
I thought we already granted it with hair house cutting. What your Congress supposed to speaks volumes on how fit your government is to govern over itself.
Don't make me laugh, Ambassador. The proposition was about as favorable as being a fat turkey on Thanksgiving morning. If anything, I'm a bit insulted.
Fat turkey?
With America's lack of awareness, if you still think us to be imbeciles, you are sorely mistaken.
Rest assured that I know. That's what homicides are for.
Then you should be all the more concerned with how long you can keep the reins on us. The thing that kept Spain in power longest was the ignorant masses. You did not have that. You have an opposition of political geniuses feeding on the masses' thirst for independence in nationalista. And on top of that, they have Quezon to lead them.
Brilliant fellow. The Senate President. It was a shame that he resigned from being a commissioner so soon.
They want him to be the president. It's dangerous to play your little stalling game. Old sport.
That he will be someday. Until our due separation, he's the man of the Congress.
See, that's what makes it dangerous. The only thing keeping the masses at bay is the promise of eventual independence from Jones. But the question is, when? How soon? And when they realize that you don't actually have any real plans for that, with all your unfavorable provisions and fickle processions, then oh my.
What a grim thing to suggest.
We never once objected to using a sword when a pen failed to do the job. And this time around, we would not be factioned in our pursuit.
A noble thing that is. Though I fear I must get going. I have arrangements this evening.
See you out, Mr. Ambassador. You look quite shaken.
Nothing really.
Oh, I do hope you did not take my words personally. I speak from a place of friendship, Ambassador. And speaking of, you almost forgot your gift.
Thank you, madam. Till next time.
Until
Mr. Ambassador.
Mr. Senate President, glad to see you. But I have plans for tonight, so I'll believe you.
Farewell. Oh, what you do with the ambassador, Madam Pepay? He looks pale.
nothing out of the ordinary. A bit shaken, perhaps.
Well, that should serve as a good enough prelude for my independence campaign in the US.
When do you intend to leave?
As soon as possible. For the sake of having a government run like hell by Filipinos.
Well then, off you go.
Ma'am, you look like you're going to read the newspapers. What does it say?
Manuel establishes a government in exile from Corregidor, then flees to Washington. Jose Laurel from Calibapi is elected president, under Japanese influence, of course.
I beg your pardon?
Jose P. Laurel, a former senator and Manuel's own Secretary of Justice. I recall his son studied in the Imperial Military Academy, and he himself received an honorary doctorate in Tokyo University. He's the most favorable option. Oh, this second republic going to be the death of us.
Bitawan niyo ako! Bitawan niyo ako!
Bitawan niyo ang asawa ko!
Bitawan niyo
Bitawan niyo ang asawa ko! No, please! Take me! Pabayaan niyo ang aking asawa!
Ramil! Mga demonyo kayo!
Where is Sonia? We haven't seen her po, Mom.
Kailangan niya na po ma'am bumili ng gamot ng kapatid niya.
Anong oras na?
Alas 5 na po ma'am.
Alas 5? Curfew pa, ngunit hinayaan niyo lang ang palace para bumili ng gamot. Hindi niyo man lang sinabihan na maghanap muna dito ng gamot? Paano na lang kung dinampot siya ng mga hapon?
Ma'am, ubus na po kasi ang gamot na.
Siya na siguro yan.
Ma'am, need ka raw niyang kausapin tungkol kay Sonia. Siya si...
Ishikawa Tomiko. You're Sefina Claveria.
Correct.
I have urgent business to discuss about your maid.
My study is this week. Marie de Basby.
Understood.
Namiss mo ba ang iyong dating wangis, Hiraya? Hinanda ko ito para lamang sa iyo. Baka nakalimot ka na sa iyong sumpa.
Hindi, Inang. At kung hindi ako nagkakamali ay ikaw mismo ang nagsabi na putulin ko na ang anumang koneksyon ko mula sa mga nakaraang buhay.
Kung sa bagay, mabutit makikinig ka, anak.
What would you like to discuss about Sonia, Miss Ishikawa?
Her whereabouts. From what I heard, she was taken by the Japanese soldiers. When did this happen? Less than an hour ago. I came as soon as I heard.
Where was she taken to?
A torture site. One of those red brick houses. A holding cell. The possibilities are endless.
Do you suppose she's still alive?
If she doesn't, Rabaw.
Ma'am, your connection have arrived. Should I tell them to wait for you? Has Manuel written anything?
No po.
Remind me to write to him. Chief Justice Abad was executed for refusing to collaborate with the Japanese. They are likely to do the same to Rojas. Santissima Trinidad! He was executed via a firing squad. He was the highest authority of the Commonwealth present in the country. The Japanese would naturally jump at the opportunity to get rid of him. It's like getting rid of the president himself. Pero mananagot sila mga pagkatapos ng gera. But first, we need them to surrender. Tell him to come inside, then send for Tomiko. Tell her to bring 2 of her people.
Madam Pepper, how nice it is to see you again. Though I doubt Tio Manuel would approve of our dealings.
He won't, but it's necessary for our country's independence. That's why I'm doing it.
If only Tio had the same mindset as you. See? Some time ago, I offered to my funnel this army better guns than those horrifically outdated ones. You know, the scraps from America's Europe First policy.
Why did he reject it?
They weren't exactly legal, and by the time he changed his mind, Douglas MacArthur was dragging him into Corregidor.
That sounds like him. Alright. What do you have for me, Carl?
Type 99 rifles and a few pistols in the mix. The same ones the Japanese use. They won't know what hit them.
Great job. Do you have the money with you?
Your maid sent me the money earlier. And madam,
Yes.
if you're in doubt of whether you should shoot or not, you should. I wish you luck.
Will do.
You know, I looked into the guerrilla shootings. Turns out they might be worth their salt. Recently, they took down 12 Japanese soldiers with 0 casualties on their part.
You already talked to them?
Of course. Are these the goods?
Yes.
Great. Take these to the site we agreed on. Don't raise any suspicions.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we wait.
The guerrilla will keep them distracted for only a while. So we have to act now.
On it.
Mama! Papa! Saklo!
Shizukuli!
That wasn't too bad. Wake up! You're all safe. Sonia? Madam Pepper? Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Sinagot ng Panginoon ang panalangin ko.
May mga sundalong po parating. Baka mabutan nila tayo dito.
Takbo!
You hear that? What happened?
Drop your rifle and step aside. We see you. Shoot and your town will burn in hell. I knew it. So this was the guerrilla was about freeing prisoners. Take them. Keep watch on the tall one. The last time I saw her, she killed herself with my rifle.
Tiniente?
President. These women are accomplices to the guerrilla. They help prisoners escape.
Secretary Laura.
Josefina Claveria. No need for such aggressiveness, Captain. They're friends.
There will be no need.
Good. Escort them back to the camp. But leave her to me. Kamusta, Madam Perry? Hindi ko akalain magiging ganito ang sunod nating pagkikita.
You are a traitor to your own country.
But was it not Quezon who fled with the Americans?
You sold your country to the Japanese.
It was necessary evil.
You think the atrocities committed to your countrymen are unnecessary evil? When all this ends, I want you to be the first in the execution line.
Wala na akong pakialam sa mangyayari sa akin pagkatapos nito, Madam Pepay. Pagod na ako manood sa kademonyong nangyayari sa ating bayan.
And yet you could have done something to save Chief Justice Abad.
I gave him the option to collaborate. He chose the patriots there, so I gave him that.
And with Rojas, will he suffer the same fate? And with Rojas, will he suffer the same fate?
Rest assured that I will put my life at stake to save his life. You'd have to excuse the liberties I have to take my life. We're all doing our best to save the future of this country.
I understand, but what will become of you after this?
Tomorrow, I will give a declaration that the Japanese pressures me to give. After the war, as he said, I'll most likely be executed for more than 100 counts of treason.
What declaration, Lauren? Declare the Philippines at war with the United States, and you'll suffer a bigger devastation than the Japanese.
And what other option do you suppose, Madam Pepay? Not give declaration at all? And risk having the Japanese at full control of the government?
Mitigate the circumstances and declare it a state of war. Do yourself a favor for when the war ends, and you are tried for your crimes.
The president is terminated. He has less than a year left. He advises me to give you this.
No, that cannot be. Manuel,
He advises me to tell you that even though he will not be around for liberation, he prays for the future of the Philippines.
but he will get better, I know it.
You will once again have to excuse the liberties I have to take, Madam Pepay.
He would rather have a government run like hell by Filipinos than any other foreigner. He will live to see it.
Let us hope that he will. But for the time being, let us escort you home.
finals niyo?
Diyos ko be, hapon pa squad ko.
Same here. Buti na lang nakakrab ako ng review.
Buti ka pa, kumusta naman akong tinapos pa yung requirements sa political economy?
Hindi mo na rin mag-review.
Mga girls, isipin mo.
Sige na ba yun? Oh, may long time no see. Kamusta na? Ben naman, huwag ka nang magtanong. Parang di finals. Ito naman, oh. Sino ka?
Si Gina nga pala. Gina, pakilala ka naman.
Same kayong major.
Georgina Salazar from Pol Sci 1 AM, you are?
Sabi ko na, nakita na kita nun. I'm Leonora from Pol Sci 1C. Hiramin ko muna si Georgina, ha? Uy! Good luck na lang sa finals niyo, ha? Ang dami kong dapat ikwento. Ba't parang di ka mapakali? Anong problema?
Hindi pa ako namamatay.
Diyos ko, be, ang nega mo naman.
Ilang seryoso ako. Ilang beses na tayo nakalaya. Naging kolonya na tayo ng Amerika, US at Japan. Dapat patay na tayo sa ngayon.
Baka di pa talaga tapos ang sumpa sa'yo. Nakikinig ka ba sa radyo?
The 60s were okay. At least Clara M. Recto's ideas inspired the students to question the problems faced by the society.
At ngayon,
Marcos happened. Narinig mo naman, di ba? Speculationists say na he won his second term through vote buying, fraud, and violence. After that, he relied on the military to squash whoever opposes him, especially college students. Then ngayon, there's threats of a communist takeover from the CPR. A rebellion in Mindanao. Tingin mo?
breaking news straight from Malacanang. President Marcos declares martial law in response to the rebellions that threaten to overthrow the government. He clarifies that Proclamation 1081 does not enact a military takeover. Rather,
Sana lang pupulitin ang Pilipinas.
Mr. Marcos, I've never heard from you again. Good to see you again, my old friend. I've been busy, as you probably heard.
Yes, I have. I like to keep myself updated in the state of our country's affairs.
So do I. Which is why I called you tonight. You see, we've got an eye on your business.
You have?
Yes. I was told about how profitable it became the past year. Your condominiums could be a very valuable asset for the state.
How much are you willing to pay for it?
How about ₱1 million?
₱1 million? Sinong niloloko mo?
No need to be so hostile, my friend. You need to keep your business interests. I need to act for the good of the country. And for anybody here, I want you to transfer the ownership of your company to him. He could do well with learning business.
And if I refuse?
Trust me, you won't, old friend. It's an opportunity of a lifetime.
Sige na. Huwag niyo na ako sasaktan. Sa inyong kumpanya, bayaran mo ng ₱1 million.
₱1 million? Kala ko ba kalahating milyon? I must be mistaken.
Sige na. 500,000. Huwag niyo lang idamay pamilya ko.
That wasn't so bad. Pleasure doing business with you, John.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Ang gagawin namin dun, sir?
Sundan niyo siya at hulihin.
Alam niyo na kung bakit kayo narito. Hindi ba?
Sumusobra na si Marcos. Grabe ng panggigipit niya.
Kinuha ng kronos niya ang kumpanya ng tito ko.
Napatay yung mga projects, puro mga kickback.
ang hina na ng ekonomiya natin.
At sa rinig ko raw ay ang daming aktivistang binukot ng mga militar sa rally. Hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa sila nahanap. Sabi raw ay pinatay si Maytulay at nilunod.
Diyos ko po, wag naman.
Di dapat tayo magpatakot. Kung walang kakalaban sa kanya, mas lalo nang siyang magiging kapatid sa paggamit ng dahas.
Binababoy nilang ating bayan.
Iniimbitahan ko kayo sa rally next week. Titindig tayo para sa kinabukasan ng Pilipinas.
Para sa kinabukasan
ng Pilipinas!
Marcos, ibalik mo ang kabahan ng bayan! Sinong mamamatay tao?
Si Marcos!
Sinong magnanakaw?
Si Marcos!
Sinong diktador?
Si Marcos!
Ibigay ang hostisya para kay Maria Mendez!
Hustisya!
Hostisya! Hostisya!
Hustisya! Hustisya!
Hostisya! Hostisya!
Hustisya! 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 Hustisya para kay Maria Mendez! Hustisya! Kalayan para sa media! Kalayan! Kalayan!
I propose to dismantle the dictatorial edifice Mr. Marcos' built. In its place, I propose to build for our people a genuine democracy. The choice in this election in between a dictatorial regime, the Marcos program, and a genuine democracy founded on the freely expressed will of the people, the Cory Aquino program. Mr. Marcos is determined to remain permanent dictator. Come hell or high water. I am determined to stop him. He pushed aside the old economic oligarchs, enthroned in their place his rapacious herd of crony oligarchs. He also dismantled the old political oligarchy, but only to crown himself king, emperor, military governor, or even occasional pope. The Constitution now allows him to back the commission elections with people whose mathematical wizardry will ensure his electoral victory. The evil formula then of the present system is simple: concentrate all significant powers in the executive. Abuse and misuse that concentrated power for personal benefit. Protect the holder of power against any complaints or prosecution. This formula passed 20 years under the expert guidance of Mr. Marcos. It has worked marvelously for himself as well as for his company of psychopaths and relatives. The program I propose to you is simple and straightforward. We must break up the concentration of power in the executive. We must set up effective safeguards against abuse and misuse of power. We must make the executive and all that follow his directive answerable of their misdeeds. Our new leadership will work to eliminate the social cancer that is graft and corruption and establish an honest, efficient, and just system of public service. I shall liberate the mass media free from the control and thereby strengthen the voice of the people as an instrument for public accountability. As the first step to restoring the moral of the military, I shall, upon assumption of office, retire all the overstaying generals. I concede that I cannot match with Mr. Marcos in terms of experience. I admit that I have no experience in cheating, stealing, lying, or assassinating political opponents.
Mr. President! Mr. President!
Mr. Marcos!
Mr. President, what do you say about Mrs. Aquino's recent speech against you?
I will not dignify any attempts at slandering my good name as a ditch effort to get more votes.
It does not concern me at all. There is not one single survey out of about 100 where they are projected to win in the election. Not one.
Mr. Aquino called you a liar, Native. Among other things, she challenged you to a debate. Do you have to say anything regarding that?
Let her call me name, and I will not dishonor a woman in front of the Filipino people.
Mrs. Aquino, what do you have to say about Marcos' refusal to acknowledge you? He says he will not dishonor you in front of the Filipinos.
His refusal to a debate only strengthens the allegation that he has left his balls at Camp Crame. Woman up, Mr. Marcos.
Mas lumalaki ang impluensya ni Cory.
The Filipino people favor her. But that's because they're deceived. We should publish all the dirt we have on Cory.
I say let's engage in an all-out mudslinging campaign.
Your victory is already ensured, Mr. Marcos. You don't have to be worried.
Do what you can to secure this election. I would rather die than to lose and we've come this far.
Demokrasya, hindi diktatorya!
Demokrasya! Demokrasya!
Ano yun?
Demokrasya!
Demokrasya! Demokrasya!
Pero alam natin,
Sama
natin sila sa
Demokrasya!
Marcos Layas! Marcos Layas!
Layas!
Tumigil na po kayo! Maawa kayo sa taong bayan!
Layas! Pasya na po! Marcos sila!
Marcos Layas!
Has, hindi ako makapaniwala. Nanalo tayo.
Wala na ang mga Marcos, mga salot sa lipunan.
Has, may bilik na si mami na yan ng bayan.
Ilang, ayos ka lang? Ang reklamo.
Ayos na mga ako, Hiraya. Napagod na nga. Ilang araw din tayo sa LC.
Inang,